Hey guys, what's going on? It's your girl Roxy here, and I'm so excited to have you on today's video. So today, I am doing a special interview with one of my rock stars whom you actually have met before. Her name is Faith. And Faith right now is in off season. The last time you spoken to her, she had just gotten off of stage and had a really great season in competing, and we've been working steadily on bringing up her body and then also tapping into her feminine energy and how that has really impacted her life, especially as a woman who works in the Air Force, who is, one of our amazing military personnel. And so I wanted to just go ahead and introduce her to you once again and to follow up and to just have a really great conversation, which I hope inspires you and shows you what is possible for you when you put your mind to what you want to do. So let's go ahead and jump in and talk to Faith. So welcome, Faith. So I want to just start off our conversation today, Faith, with you just reintroducing yourself again. I gave a little bit of an intro just now about who you are because our audience has met you, but just tell us a little bit more about yourself again, just very briefly, your military background history, your competing history, and all that stuff.
My name is Faith, and I am 19, going on 20 years of military service in the Air Force. I'm actually about to retire next year. I've been a competitor since about 2013, took a small hiatus in there, but right now I'm in my off season for about another year or so, just so we can, build and just grow and just work on that. And while working on my own personal ventures.
Yeah. So we've been together for a long time now. Like, how long have we been working together?
Since 2017, because
Yeah.
I started working with you when I moved to Arizona.
Yeah. So it's been quite a while. So overall, how has this experience been for you? Particularly, as a woman who is in the military and as a woman who had that dream and goal of competing and stuff like that, and you finally got out there, you did it. But just how has this experience been for you in general with our approach and what we've been able to do for you?
So with the approach that you have, it's a little bit different than, actually not a little bit, a lot of bit different than what I've previously experienced with competing. It's not just a physical game, like, okay, here's your plan, here's your, your workouts, and let's go. You get into the thick of things, like with the mental state and everything. Like this, me as a competitor, I'm a lot happier. Yeah, sure, I get tired when I'm competing sometimes, but overall, like, my mindset was a complete 180 shift from what it was previously, and this is so much better. So even right now, here I am. I'm in my off season. We're building, we're growing, and I'm not like, oh, I feel like I'm this or that. I'm like, no, I still feel really good. I'm still really athletic. I'm still, doing it and just having fun with it, especially just, taking that extra time just to build where I want to build at and stuff. And you're extremely receptive about what my goals, my desires are, just to make sure they line up.
Yeah. It's been amazing just watching you grow as a woman and just watching your evolution in that respect. So it's been quite a thing, just walking this journey with you. So why don't you share with us this, what is some of your, what's inspiring you right now when it comes to your fitness? What's really inspiring you to drive forward and to do what you do? Because this stuff is so hard, especially when you're juggling a career and, relationships and stuff like that. So what really drives you?
The one big thing that drives me on a daily basis is to just do more than what I did yesterday. I've been in that dark space in my head where I just got, I gained a lot of weight and I wasn't really feeling a lot of confidence in myself. And then now I have that confidence in myself. I have that self-love in myself. And it's just, I feel more at ease, more at peace, and I know that, competing isn't the do all end all. It's just, one of those personal goals for me. So I know that to be a competitive, bodybuilder, I have to do, certain things, but that just takes time, and I'm willing to take all that extra time. But in that same vein, I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about more of like patience with myself, because it's not, it's not a sprint. I have to, it's a long haul marathon, and I just have to take a lot of time with it. And then with the military, it actually helps out a lot with my military career, because, I don't have to practice for a PT test anymore. I can just go in, okay, cool, we're gonna go do this real quick, smoke it, and then leave. And and I don't have to have that stress on the back of my head. So for me, it's like the biggest things that inspire me is just to do better every single day, to hopefully, inspire others to, you know, you know, go past that little bit of limit, because it can be really scary, especially when you're doing something that's a very big unknown. Just not even just competing, just get into fitness.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that right there, I hope like on a daily basis I can hopefully inspire people to do a little bit more, and then to like get past their comfort zone, and then hopefully find their own greatness.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So like thinking back to like where you were like before you competed, like, when you were just in that newbie phase, right? Like, and compared to the evolution of where you are in this place in your life right now, like what advice would you give to yourself before starting out? And I think that's an important question too, because we get a lot of folks here watching my YouTube channel and all my social media, email list, and all that stuff that are considering it at this point. And like maybe they've never done it before. It seems like it's so far away. It's a little bit scary. Or even if they have, like, thinking whether or not they can do it better, than they had in the past. So like, what would you say to your former self back then versus right now, Faith?
Back then versus now, I would tell myself, it's okay. You're on your own journey. It's going to take a while, because you're not like this girl over here who's genetically gifted, who has like delts popping out of the wazoo. You're going to get there.
Time out. Can we just say that Faith is genetically gifted, please? Okay, but go ahead.
I didn't know I had those genetics. You've been helping me tap into those genetics. I'm like, oh, what's this? Oh, okay, good. So you've been helping me tap into those genetics. I didn't think so before. I thought it was like, oh, I gotta just do a whole bunch of cardio to be fit. I've discovered more of myself being a woman just by, lifting, and just by, getting really in tune with my body. I'm turning 37 this year, and most people don't think I'm in my 30s. Most people think I'm still in my 20s. So, but it's just, I would tell myself a lot of it was just to be patient with myself, because back then, 6, 7, nearly 8 years ago, when I first got into fitness, I wasn't really patient with myself. I wanted the results now. But now it's like, you know what? It comes in time. It comes with that hard work, that effort, making sure that I check those small boxes every single day to make sure I get to that bigger goal that I'll ultimately hit. I'm on my path. It's not this girl's path or this guy's path. I'm on my path. So, and that path might be longer than I would expect. Just be patient. And I've learned that type of patience. And that's what I would tell myself, circa, 5, 7 years ago.
Yeah. You just touch on something that I think is really important to the message that's really resonating in my own soul when it comes to fitness and when it comes to the work that we've been doing within our coaching and stuff like that. And you said, like, how much lifting and training makes you feel like a woman, and how you embody everything that you do right now. And those are like ding, 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 rock star phrases if I've ever heard anything before. So the conditioning is working on you guys. You're getting conditioned mentally and all that stuff. So let's talk about that aspect, because that stuff that we do is just so different. And I don't think anyone really, until you're going through it, realizes how impactful it can be on your life. So why don't you talk about that a little bit more, and how, the intensives that we do, the journaling, the meditation, all that feminine energy stuff, how does that really impact you and all that?
So with like the lifting aspect, a lot, there's that stigma. It's still floating around, but thankfully it's disappearing. That, if you're a woman, you can't lift heavy. You have to just tone. You have to be dainty. You got to have like the fat butt, the tiny little waist. and you can only get that by toning. Not in the least. I'm training like a linebacker. I can usually smoke guys my size or bigger. And that right there, I discovered that I don't lose my femininity. I actually have gotten more feminine, if anything, because I'm a lot more aware of my body and how I look and how I present myself. And it's let me get more in touch with my more feminine side. Sometimes, yeah, I want to go full tomboy, but I also allow myself to be a little bit more feminine. Actually, go out, look cute, because I can tell you right now, I look like I'm slaying the dresses, and I'm slaying, looking like this out in the town and stuff. And it feels great because I actually have the body that I can best represent that with. Girls are like, oh, I want, this, that, and stuff. And I'm like, okay, cool. Train like a linebacker and don't eat like an a-hole. Simple as that. And they're like, but I don't want to lift heavy. Literally, train like a linebacker and don't eat like an a-hole. And I invite them, like, come train with me one day. You can kind of see what I'm talking about. Only some girls get it. Most girls are just like, but I'll never be able to get where you are. I'm like, this took time. It's going to take you time. It's not going to happen overnight, but this takes time. So I just love that, I have that strength and I have that feminine energy, and I can balance it with my masculine energy. Like, I'm like the epitome of like Amazon now. So it's like, because Amazons are always these feminine creatures, but they can just like, slaughter armies. So that's what I kind of envision myself.
I will say is that, like, if we go back and watch the video that you and I did previously, that energy that you have in that video versus now is like completely different. You're in a much calmer state and stuff like that. So go into detail about how you got there, by way of the work that we've done. Like, what was it specifically for you that, that was like, because one thing I'll say to our audience is that we, if you check out my ebook, Empowered Feminine Fitness, I touch on this, on what masculinity and masculine and feminine energy is. And if you guys click the little eye circle thing on my YouTube or look in the description for the video, you can go ahead and actually download that ebook. It's free. And I also have a masterclass where we go into this in greater detail. And this is part of the work that we do that's like beyond just the training and the nutrition aspect of our work as rock stars, and how, I'm trying to empower women to be their best. You guys have seen the changes in me, and now you're seeing that in action with one of our actual rock stars here. So on that note, since you've done this stuff firsthand, like, and you've done that work and that extra stuff, why don't you tell the audience about what that was like for you, and what, and the bigger impact it's had on you tapping into your feminine energy specifically. You got into it a little bit with the dressing different and the way that you act. Go into that stuff a little bit deeper on how all of the work has affected you and your experience through it as well.
So like with most coaches, you get, it's all about the diet, the workout, getting on stage, and then what? You really, focus on a lot of that mental state as well, just as equally as you focus on that physical state, because who you are mentally inside affects who you are mentally on the outside. This is why I'm sitting here, I'm comfortable, I'm at peace with myself, I'm happy, and that feminine energy, for the longest time, I didn't really quite know how to balance it. I thought, especially with the military, that I had to be feminine, only certain amounts at a time, and then I had to be masculine the rest of the time. But I've learned to be able to balance it out, and it's okay to be able to balance it out, and it actually works a lot better to balance it out, because, I have more patience with, people and myself. I have more patience with my boyfriend. He has more patience with me because, he saw like that greatness in me. And he's just, for like the longest time, wanting me to just, bring it out more. And then with you helping me bring it out more, he's just kind of like, oh, thank God, finally you see what I see. And I'm like, oh, so this is what you see every day. He's like, yes. So it helped me with my military, with my, finishing out my military career. It helped me, with myself and my own insecurities. It helped me, have a better relationship with the love of my life. And you would never think so, but It did. And it's insane to think that I'm like, okay, this is happening. This is it's not just about the lifting, it's about me. You know, I train because I don't want to go back to where I started. Not just physically, because I used to be overweight. I I train because I want to make sure I'm healthy for the people in my life. And that health is not just that physical health, it's that mental health in my head too. And just, pushing myself past my comfort zones, it has just gave me so much more confidence in every aspect of my life. And I could I I can't replace that with anything in the world. So that's where I'm at right now with a lot of it.
So what's next for you then? Now, so I mean, we're in our off season right now. We're doing really great. You've completed all of our main courses and our intensives on the side. I got one for you that I'm going to be releasing over the summer. It's a more
Okay.
advanced, feminine energy one, but I'm not talking about it just yet. I'm going to tell you when it's. But what do you feel is next for you now, as far as where do you see yourself? We always ask that question in our coaching practice. Where do you see yourself 8 weeks from today? But I want to ask you, where do you see yourself 6 months to a year from now? Like, what's that vision that you have in your mind? What are you working towards? And how do you feel that you and I are going to get there together, or just like the help of our entire Rockstar community?
So, like 6 to 8 months from now, I will be getting ready to retire out of the military. The Air Force has a career skills bridge which I'm going to take advantage of, and hopefully do some internships with like some catering companies around here in the Phoenix metro area. And then on top of that, I'm still right now currently working on my sports nutrition degree, but sports nutrition certification, just because I love food way too much. I might as well make sure I have some extra tools in my toolbox. So when I do my own catering, I can help people out. Be like, look, you eat this way. You can eat healthy, and you don't have to hate what you're eating. And I want to be able to bring that to people. And just with me retiring out of the military, which I still can't believe, because holy crap, 20 years. He's like, where did the time go? So, but that's where I'm seeing myself at and stuff. Hanging up my uniform and trading that in for a chef's jacket and starting my next chapter. And then with competing, I want to see what happens come December when we're finally take that good year that we're saying, hey, we're gonna take a good year off, just to see where I'm at. Be like, okay, let's get back on stage and let's see what happens. Because last year I got nationally qualified, and that was the first time ever. So next year, I'm shooting for an overall. I want that. I'm this 5'10" chick, but I'm also like the most physically imposing person on stage. I want to see underneath a little bit of fluff that we've been, I've built over. I want to see where I'm at. I want to see how much I've grown my stage presence, and just keep up with the sport. Because for me, yeah, sure, it's grueling, but it's fun because it's that challenge that I love in my life. So I want to see where I'm at next year, and go. Hopefully you're like, come December, you're like, okay, we can go back on stage. We'll see what happens.
You're on track for that. Don't worry. You are on track for getting that. But you know what? I will say this. It's interesting because you mentioned about being an Amazon, and you're literally like an Amazon. You're like 5'10". Like when she told me how tall she was, because here it is, because I live in LA and a lot of my clients are just all around the world. So I don't actually get to see anybody in person unless they're like here in LA. And so when you told me you were 5'10", like visually speaking, like I just like the gravity, because you're so like, your bones are so fine and your shape is just so great. Like, and you're so like life in a way that it's just like, I cannot comprehend that you're 5'10". I'm like, this woman is tall. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and I'm like 6'2" in heels. So it's like when I'm standing in heels in front of people, people are just kind of like, seriously? Like, you're already tall. Why are you wearing heels? Because I can. I love to. You not see these shoes? These are great. You know, but, and that's the thing, because most people, when they see pictures of me, they don't realize I am so tall. And then they meet me, they're like, oh, you're tall. Like, yes, I am.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I make it work for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's great. And like, you will be December. That's our marking point to go back and see like, where you are and what we're going to do next. Up to this point, we've really been taking like just really strategic approaches to building up her body. So we were doing like specialized training for like the back, the shoulders, the legs, and stuff like that. And we would like double and triple up on hitting certain muscle groups, 2 or 3 times a week to really push forward some growth for her. And so right now, with the current specialization that you're working on right now, Faith, like how do you feel, like what development and changes have you seen in your body during your off season?
Well, you have me doing legs 3 times a week right now, which when I tell people that, they're like, when do you get time to grow? I'm like, okay, you have to understand, she's pushed me like to this limit before, so my legs can adapt extremely quickly. We're working on those, like that finer detail and that finer conditioning in it. It's not like super, super like rough, but at the end of the day, I'm like, oh God, my legs. And then I only get that one day that the rest in between. Like a lot of the training is focusing just on those weak areas. As a figure competitor, I gotta have some mean old legs. I gotta have a wide back and a tiny waist, and that's what we've been working on. And it's just slowly but surely developing it. The shirt is belittling. Like my waist is tiny as crap right now. I'm still rocking a 28-inch waist right now. On stage, I'm rocking like a 26. Yeah. Yeah, my waist gets like super, super, super tiny, but my shoulders get super, super, super big. You can kind of tell right now. And I'm still lifting heavy, which is great because I enjoy lifting heavy.
Yeah, lifting heavy and you're eating big. You got a lot of calories on there. I'm being nice because it's summertime and I don't, she wants to look nice and tight for the summer, so I'm not piling on the calories too high. Otherwise, she would be eating like 3,000 calories a day, but she's in the 2,000s. It's all right. But
well, when I'm at work, because I bring in my first three meals to work and I eat those at work, my coworkers look at me like, you're always eating. I'm like, yeah, I am. They're like, how many calories a day are you eating right now? I'm like, just about 2,000. And we're still just kind of like in a maintenance, so to speak, and a little bit of a deficit. They're like, seriously, that's a lot of food. I'm like, I know, and it's gonna get more as soon as summer's over. We're gonna be probably the last 4 months of the year. We're gonna be probably
starting in September. We are just gonna be. She's gonna be eating at a house and home. She's gonna be eating everything. She's gonna be eating all the things, and then she's gonna be like so full, and like her muscles are gonna come up so much, and then we're gonna like boom, go right up into that prep. It's gonna be so fantastic. I'm so excited.
I'm excited, and that also means and stuff. New suit next year. I already have some ideas, so we're gonna see what happens. I know that I want to stick with red. I found out that I can work with a red suit. Nice. Most people can't. I can't.
Yeah, no, you were looking spectacular, and that first time out, you guys go back and watch her video. I'm going to put it in the little circle eye thing, or if it's on this side, I don't know what side it's on at this point right now, but the little circle eye thing, or the description of the video, where you can go ahead and look at Faith's first video that we did, an interview. And I love following up with our rock stars because I am not the only person that's out here experiencing the positives of what it is that I talk about. I've got a whole amazing group of women who are beautiful individuals inside and out. And to watch them come out of their cocoons, to watch them start embracing themselves in such an amazing way and taking control of their bodies and taking control of the training, their nutrition and goals. It's just fantastic. So getting them in front of you like this is important, but go back, like I was saying, and watch Faith's first video before this one. And so you can kind of see where she is then versus now. And then she was also talking about her experiences out there as a first-time competitor who went out there and did an amazing job. So Faith, is there anything that you want to say as we close up to our audience?
My biggest thing for people, like, be patient with yourself, and not to mention, like, just like I said in the first video that we did, your best investment is you. If you don't invest in yourself, you can't invest in others. I'm invested into myself first and foremost, and you've already seen that I have, paid that investment in myself in dividends to every other aspect of my life, and I'm going to continue to do that. So invest in yourself. You will be surprised how a healthy mind and a healthy body affects everything else around you. So that's what I tell people.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. That's so great. Well, I want to thank you so much for your time today, Faith. We're going to go ahead and follow up with you in a couple weeks or so just to see how things are going, let the audience know, once we finish your legs, if you still have legs and you can walk and all that other stuff. So we'll follow up in a couple.
I will have legs. I will definitely have legs. They're gonna be some very impressive legs.
They're gonna be thighs of thunder. That's what we're doing. We're gonna make thighs of thunder.
My boyfriend already says I have thoroughbred legs, and I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, honey, your legs right now are insane, and you're in your off season. I'm like, hey.
Like, enjoy it while you can, because when I start to diet, this booty's just gotta go. It's flat.
The booty goes away. I start having glutes again. He's gonna shed that one manly little tear because my butt has gone away, but it's okay. He has realized that I will compete, and he's just gonna have to suck it up. But he's supportive the entire way.
Right. Suck it up, Buttercup, and wait till the off season. Those curves will be back.
Exactly. He's enjoying the off season right now. He's like, but.
Well, okay. But God, thank you so much, Faith, for joining us, and we will talk to you again.
Bye, everybody. Bye, Roxy.
Thank you so much for joining me on today's video. Hey, listen, if you liked what you heard, if you feel like you want to experience the same kind of success, you want to be knocking your goals out of the park, you want to be getting your body right, you want to reach those goals, you want to eat better, you want to gain your confidence, and you want to truly feel good about who you are from the inside out, then I want to talk to you. Come to my website, rockstarfitness.com/claritycall, and set up an appointment for us to speak over a 30-minute free call about your goals, and more importantly, what's holding you back from getting those goals. We'll see if we can come up with some solutions, and if you and I feel like we're the right match to work together, I have plenty of different programming options for every kind of budget for you to be able to work with me to get you one step closer to being your best ever. rockstarfitness.com/claritycall. Go ahead and click that link, get yourself set up on a call, and I cannot wait to talk to you soon. If this is your first time here on my channel, thank you for joining me. Make sure that you subscribe right now and hit the bell notification so that way you do not miss a single video. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.